We are rolling. Today, I want to continue this conversation that we've been having about high ticket coaching, about, just this industry that, you know, provides so much transformation for people outside of these major institutions, allowing you to work closely with somebody that you admire, somebody who has experienced something in their life or has a type of wisdom that you want for yourself. Um, and even just having proximity. And yeah, so high ticket coaching, one of the major pieces to successfully running your high ticket coaching offer is deciding who your target audience is. Okay. So there are many different niches or niches that people select, right? So based off your experience, based off your expertise, your knowledge, um, you're going to have a different area that you're going to be capable of teaching in as opposed to somebody else. Okay. So an example is that somebody may be an expert when it comes to fitness. They're in great shape, they're ripped, they're really strong, they understand nutrition and nutrition planning and macros, micronutrients, all of this. So a person at a high level who really knows what they're doing and really, can perform and coach people in this area, you're gonna have options as to who you can coach. Okay. There's going to be a lot of different areas, but let's just say this person who has experience in all these different areas, they want to select one specific outcome that they want to help people achieve. Okay, so let's just say, um an example would be, okay, they help certain type of people lose 50 pounds. So this is more of a weight loss offer. The outcome, the focus is weight loss. Or the person could focus on helping somebody who's already in shape, and let's say they want to compete professionally as a bodybuilder. Okay, so their goal, their outcome that they're paying for, that they're looking for, is to have their body be so ripped and so ready so that they can actually perform at a high level at a bodybuilding competition. Okay. So all of these things are um, outcomes, they're goals that people want to achieve, but you're targeting different people. So the higher you go in terms of experience, expertise of a person, the more you can charge and the more somebody's going to expect in terms of coaching, and usually the more that they're gonna get closer to the result because of the fact that they're already really capable and already really making a lot of progress in that area. Okay, so that's the difference, right? You can work with somebody who is a complete newbie, someone who really needs a lot of heavy lifting to help them gain momentum and get off the ground, or you can work with somebody who's already killing it and crushing it in their area, but they want to go even higher. And again, you can only lead someone to a place where you yourself have been. So if you have gotten to a very high level of, growing your business or losing a certain amount of weight, and then like getting bodybuilding, physique level, um you can only lead people to where you have been personally. Okay, so this is really key, and this is why you yourself and investing into yourself, you progressing, you growing as a person is so important, because that is going to determine where you can actually lead people and how much you can actually charge and who you can actually work with. Right? You have to add something of substance, something of value to people. I've shared this in the masterclass that I literally did yesterday, the live stream, where you have to um be at a high level in order to coach at a high level. And again, the further, the more experience that you have, the more you can offer to somebody else. Okay. So I want to get real practical, right? We can talk about fitness. Let's just say, I'm trying to think of what example I want to use, because I could use fitness as an example. I could use business as an example. I could use yeah, I'm trying to think. Let's see. I'm going to use business as an example just because it's easier to quantify the number. of like the progress that the person has made already, and we're going to get into it. So I'm going to draw really quick here on the board just to give us an idea as to what this can look like, okay? So I'm going to start off with, kind of this pyramid. And I'm going to call this the avatar pyramid, okay? Avatar is just another word for target audience. It's another word for the type of person that you want to work with, okay? So I'm going to use business, I'm going to use business as an example, business coaching, and show you kind of the different avatars at the different levels and how you can charge at a higher level as you go up, just as an illustration to help you kind of get an idea as to like what you can charge in whatever niche you're in. This applies across the board to any niche, okay? So at the very bottom here, I want to say, all right. So at the very bottom, people who are really new to business, or let's just say in the coaching industry, as an example, someone who's making between $0 and $5,000 per month. Let me put per month. Is at a lower level. Okay, they're newer. There's still a lot of room to grow, a lot of skills they need to develop, a lot that they don't know. And a person at this level needs to, put in a lot more work, a lot of energy to, progress, because there's less knowledge and there's more ignorance, and they usually have less money available to them. Okay. Usually at this level, right? Between 0 and 5K per month, usually the person has, less money to work with, less money to spend on coaching, in this case, business coaching to help grow their business. So if this is the level that you're at as a business coach, um, or at least like this is the level that you've gone past, this is kind of the type of person that you're able to coach effectively. And what you want to do is to help them get out of that. But ideally, you want to keep going up and coach at a higher level, because you can charge more to people who have more money available. Okay. So I'm going to keep going just to illustrate this. 5K. The next level is people that are making between 5 and 20K. Okay. These people are rolling, they're getting clients in, they're growing their business. But this is kind of the area that they're stuck in. And the thing is, they've already developed some skills, they've already developed some abilities, they have some knowledge, and they have more money available to them because they're making more money, right? So if you're targeting this type of person, you can charge more for coaching to help this person grow their business, because of the fact that of the level that they're at and the more money they have available. Okay, I'm going to keep going. All right. So then you have, let's say, people making between 20 and 50K per month. They're at a higher level. They're making a lot more, right? And these people are facing different problems than the people at 0 to 5K per month, right? They probably have a lot more clarity on their offer. They have more clarity on their target audience. They have more clarity on their system of getting clients and closing sales skills. So at this level, they have a different type of problem. They probably need a team, to hire a team and learn how to hire a team and build up a team in order to handle the clientele and the leads that are coming in. Um, but again, at this level, these are the types of people that you can charge more to work with them, or for them to hire you as a business coach, because they have more money available and they're at a higher level already. So if you've gone beyond this level, you want to target the highest level that you have the capacity to coach. Okay. So this is this group. And then, I mean, we'll just generalize it. Obviously, it can go a lot more, but 50K plus per month, and it'll just keep going up. So I use this as an illustration, and most people are not business coaches, which is fine, or just coaches for businesses or business owners, right? This is called B2B, business to business selling. But for this type of coach, you want to work with the highest level that you are capable of, that you have experience with, that you've accomplished yourself, because you want to help the person that's directly behind you to get to where you are, to go beyond. Okay. So that is just an image of what it looks like to target different avatars, different target audiences as you go. This illustration, this image can be used for any niche, okay, for any target. All right, I'm going to use an example from actually one of my own clients, just to give y'all an example. A client that I'm working with currently that has hired me to coach them one-on-one, so that you guys can get an idea as to how I help them to go up in terms of their target audience or their avatar. Okay, so I'm going to erase this. All right. Trying to clean this up as best as I can. Alrighty, cool. So I'm going to use an example for dance. Okay, one of my clients is a dance teacher, dance instructor, and dance coach. And these are the different levels that she has worked with and is able to work with in order to help them improve their dance ability, in order to help them perform at a higher level, to get more opportunities, more bookings. And yeah, I'm just going to go into it. So this dance coach started their career as a dance instructor with kids. Okay, dance teams that were made up of children who would travel the country, get invited to different competitions, and basically do that. So at this point, these kids, it's, for a lot of them, it's not a career necessarily. It's not a full commitment of like, this is going to be the rest of my life. It's, for a lot of them, it's a hobby, it's for fun, it's also for extracurricular activity, making friends, stuff like that. And it's a hobby, and the parents will pay for those kids, right? And the parents, knowing that their kids, this is just kind of a hobby for most of them, the pricing needs to align with the fact that this is a hobby for them and that this is not their career necessarily. So I'm going to put this down here. Okay. So working with kids as a dance instructor is kind of like elementary level. You're probably not going to be making a lot of money because the commitment and the level of intensity for these kids is not really up there in a group setting. So, but there are people, or there are parents that will pay a lot of money in order to get really good training for their kid, to become good at dance, right? So don't get me wrong, I am saying that is a thing, but it's rare, it's not as common. But I'm going to keep going. So we start off with kids, we're going to keep going. We're going to say teen dance instructor. Okay, and these are the different targets. So kids, right, pretty low level. Teens, or if you're still dancing as a teen, there's probably a little bit more commitment, probably a little bit more that you're charging. And again, this is like kind of a beginner, but you're gonna keep going. So that is second level. Third level, we're gonna go adult. All right, if you're working with adults, And I'm not talking about working with adults in terms of at the gym where they have like a Zumba class or something and it's just included with the membership. Like I'm talking about like if you're actually coaching and instructing adults that are doing this thing called dance because this is something that they value and this is maybe a career for them, they're going to pay a lot more than, the kids dance team. For adults that really want coaching, like serious coaching, they're gonna be an adult, so they'll probably have a job. They'll probably have money in their bank account and in their pocket that they're able to pay for themselves because they want to do this. Okay, so you could see there's a higher level of commitment, a higher level of performance, and also just a more mature audience that as you go up the ladder, it's like, okay, I can target these people because they will probably pay more than the parents of these kids, where it's just a hobby for them. Um, Last but not least, for people that this is their career, I'm talking about dancers that are like in football stadiums for the NFL, dancers that are um in the NBA, dancers that are, at the Super Bowl or supporting big name, musicians and artists on concert stages. These types of people, if you're coaching this type of person, that is like at a really high level, that they're performing, that they need, really sharp coaching and expertise to help them to get better and to stay there where they are, but also to surpass that and to get more opportunities to keep growing, to keep doing their thing. So, and there's probably levels beyond that, right? But I'm not super familiar with the dance industry, but this is just an example. So, all of that to say that the higher you go up the avatar pyramid of, your target audience, the more money you can justify charging, the more alignment there is for somebody paying high ticket, paying a large amount for coaching, because it just makes sense for them. This is like, it becomes more and more like a more significant part of their life the higher you go up, right? Like a high level business owner that's making millions per month is probably gonna, be quicker to invest in coaching and expertise to keep their business from falling apart and to keep it growing than somebody who's maybe at the beginner level still out on YouTube University trying to figure it out on their own because they don't have much money to invest in a coach or to invest in themselves through a coach, right? So all of that to say that you'll probably get a dollar sign here, dollar sign here, dollar sign here, and then you'll have a lot more dollar signs up here, okay? And you can see how it goes up. So that's important to know because the more knowledge, the more wisdom, the more experience you have. And again, this can either come through just time or with accelerating that by hiring a high level coach that can teach you these things, that can help you implement these things, that can help you get results so that you can also do the same for others, right? And this is for anybody. If at any point you're trying to become a coach or a consultant for any niche, whether it's dance, fitness, business, for mental health, literally anything, the higher you go, the better the avatar, the better the pay, right? Like I talked to my wife about this, right? She went to school for massage therapy, and depending on where you work as a massage therapist, you will get paid different amounts, and something that I've always mentioned jokingly kind of is like, man, what if you could become the private massage therapist for Kim Kardashian or for somebody that's at a high level, right? Celebrity, who they will pay you top dollar to personally come to their house, give them, the therapy, break up the knots in their back and whatever it is that they need, so that they can feel relief and so that they can, feel good throughout the day. Imagine the fact that the massage therapy knowledge and experience, and now this is kind of transitioning to something else that we're talking about here. The massage therapy is the same exact thing. The knowledge is the same exact thing. It's no different. The only difference is changing the target audience. Now, this is where it gets crazy, because with business coaching, with a lot of other things, what you need to do is to just become better and better at what you do in order to justify the coaching and the ability that you're able to help the higher level individuals up this ladder, right? But the thing is, there's another way to do it with like massage therapy, or service-based businesses, right? Where you really, the service is going to be the same, whether you're at a regular place doing massage therapy for $50 per hour or $25 per hour plus tip, or maybe you're doing it for Kim Kardashian and her family and they're paying you, I don't know, maybe $10,000 for the day to just be there and to just provide massage therapy for the family, have a spa day, and then, you come once a month. Like, imagine that you are doing the same exact thing. You are providing the same service or the same product, the same whatever it is, but you are literally just targeting a different audience that has more money in their pocket. Imagine that. And this works for a lot of things, y'all. Like, if you have the ability to help somebody and provide the solution that they need, and let's just say the solution across the board for everybody is the same, target the people that have more money because they pay better. And they'll probably be better clients, and you'll have a greater capacity to do more for more people because you're not working with a million $10 clients and now your schedule's so packed out that you barely have enough time to breathe, you're burnt out, and you just give up on your business because you think that it's not for you. Maybe you just need to change your target audience. Maybe you just need to think, man, how can I reach somebody who already has money in their pocket, rather than trying to convince and aggressively, drag somebody who, first of all, doesn't have the money for it and is skeptical and doesn't even want to do this, but they're interested but not serious. Um, they're curious but not serious, and you're wasting your time, your energy, you're stressed out, and you're just like, dude, I'm trying to do this, trying to provide something to somebody who doesn't want it. They need it, but they don't want it. Find the people that want it. Stop chasing after the people that need it, because many times the people that need it actually don't want it. And if they don't want it, if a human being does not want something, you cannot make them want that thing. But if someone wants something and you uncover and reveal the value of what you have to offer, and it actually meets the exact need of what that person wants, it's like two puzzle pieces that fit perfectly together and were meant for each other. Boom, click, payment sent. Thank you. Y'all get what I'm saying? All of this stress and anxiety and hustle and grind many times is because you're targeting someone who actually doesn't want what you have to offer. Or maybe they just aren't even aware of the problem yet, right? There's some people that you're trying to help. I'll say this: when I first started, when I first started business coaching, I tried to target people that were like not in the coaching industry, had no idea what coaching was, but I presented it as an opportunity for people to use their gifts, use their knowledge, their expertise to serve people, help people, and to make money online. A lot of people are like, yeah, let's go, I'm down. And then they hear the price and then they're like, huh, nah, I'm good. Right. Or maybe, they're like, yo, let's go, I'm ready. And they pay, but then they join and then they're like, um, yeah, I don't know if I really want to do this. This is like It requires some work because I think it's a get rich quick scheme, and it's not. Like, it requires work, it requires effort, it requires showing up consistently every day. So all of that to say that when I started targeting people and creating content and messaging for people who are already doing this, already want this, are already familiar with this, already understand the coaching industry, already are doing, in motion, it was a lot easier and a lot more aligned in terms of intention and desire for them to say yes because they wanted this thing. And I didn't have to drag and pull and convince. And it's just like, no, like, you see my expertise, you see my knowledge, you see what I can offer. I want to, I want to join, is what they'll say. I want to, just tell me where I send the money. So sometimes the reason why you're struggling is because you're targeting the wrong people. Make sure that you've done the thing that you're helping people do, right? You can't take someone anywhere that you haven't been. Okay. Like, don't do business coaching if you haven't successfully launched a business and made some money from it, right? Don't teach people how to lose 50 pounds and get ripped and shredded if you yourself are not in shape, ripped and shredded. Like, no offense to the personal trainers at the gym, but I see a lot of them who have their personal trainer shirt and they're teaching people exercises and doing all this stuff, and they are way out of shape. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, but your life is the first example, is the first precedent and standard that you're setting for people to follow, right? In the Hebrew culture, when people followed Jesus and followed their teachers, the majority of teaching took place in watching and following what the person did, not necessarily what they said. So you need to lead by example. You need to do the thing. So if you're, a coach in whatever industry, and you yourself have never invested in coaching, you should not be doing this. You should not be coaching or consulting if you yourself have never hired a coach or a consultant. If you yourself have never paid $5,000, $10,000, $50,000 for coaching, for consulting, for mentorship, you are not going to have the conviction to charge that much. It's going to be seen in your essence. It's going to be seen in the way that you carry yourself, in your voice. You're going to be not confident. You're going to be fearful. You're going to be like shaky, and people sense that. Even if you're not saying the words, people sense that. So you have to live out the thing that you are leading people into. You need to show them, not just with your words how to do the thing, but you need to show them with your life what it looks like on the other side. Lead by example. That's really the only type of leadership. So I wanted to share this because, again, a lot of people are struggling with their target audience. They're not clear on what their offer is. What is your offer? What can you provide? What is the most? Who are the people that actually have the money to pay high ticket, that would accept and appreciate and love you for what you have to offer? There has to be alignment. It's not about just more hustle and more messaging and more, getting people's DMs or creating more content. Like, you have to have alignment first in what you have to offer and who you're trying to reach. And there has to be consistency in your messaging and how you show up online, in your branding, in your identity, in the things that you have to offer, in your pricing, which I talk about in another masterclass live stream that I did. So you have to be able to check these things off the list so that you can effectively run your business. And maybe those are one of the constraints, right? Maybe it's not your sales conversions or your sales skills that are like terrible. Maybe it's not even your content that's terrible. Maybe it's just the foundation is shaky and you just don't know who your target audience is. And it's okay to readjust. Like it's not your fault. Like a lot of people just need to do the trial and error thing to figure it out. But you need to have your foundation aligned so that you can um be set. Okay. So yeah, this was a lot that I wanted to share already in terms of, target audience. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Just work with people that have money is basically the message. Figure out what you have to offer that's of high value that people desperately need and want, but more emphasis on want, and find the people that want the thing and have money in their pocket to actually pay for it. Then you can start charging 5K, 10K, 20K, 50K for what you have to offer. All right. That's all I'm going to say for today. We'll leave it there. Peace.